Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Rebecca's Beautiful ASMR Addiction. I hope you guys are feeling really well and are ready to go on a spring drive with me. Now, I have to say out the get-go that I live in a kind of desert mountain town, so like even on fall drives or spring drives and the like, there are not a lot of wildflowers in spots and in places. We've got California poppies and the type of daisies and things like that, but they do not grow like they did in Tennessee. So I adorn my my dash so that you can get the feeling of a more colorful spring than what we have here. However, if you are walking along the street, you will see amazing, beautiful growth, and seems like every other house has a lilac plant in front of it, but it's hard to see from the car, okay? So we are just going to drive the streets and watch for the wonderful light lime green color of new growth on trees. And here and there we'll see some flowers. Our mountains on the other side of town have snow on them still, of course. A little bit higher elevation, you know. See, here's a plant. These are all over the place. And I don't think they're lilacs because I've gotten close up. And they don't have that smell. We have the, is it forsythia? The yellow plants, the flowers that smell so good. Those might have been out last week. But I haven't seen much of them right now. Look at this tree. My goodness. There's a birch tree. I believe that's birch. But what I love is how everything is so, when it's first coming out, it's so light colored, you know? This bright lime green on all these trees. There's another one, see? Those purple flowers. See, they're just not very bright, but when you're walking along the street, man, that one's new, but it's looking like fall. There's another plant, see? They're everywhere in this town, but they're not lilacs. They look just like them, though. I just went to Lookout Point in town with my daughter and my granddaughter, and there were a bunch of just one kind of flower. They were just the yellow, they're bright yellow with the black middle. Is that right? Anyway, there was a bunch of those up there, but you're not allowed to drive up there. I would have loved to show you those. Lookout Point looks out over the whole city, and it's just amazing. That's a pretty greenhouse. That's similar to the color we painted ours. But you can see as I go along that we are surrounded by mountains on every side except one. It's like we are in the valley of a horseshoe-shaped mountain range. And if you want to go southwest out of town, that takes you to Reno, Nevada. Then if you want to go northwest, did I say southeast? Yeah. Now if you want to go northwest, because our town runs in a diagonal, then you would be going to Chester and Lake Almanor, and beyond that, if you keep going west, you end up in either Chico, California, or Redding, California. But you have to go in the mountains, go up and through amazing mountain ranges to get there. So basically, we can't get out of town the northwest way during a snowstorm. If we needed to escape this town in winter, or even if there was a fire, we would have to go towards Reno. I'm pulling over because there's somebody that really wants to get by me. Truck. And I'm trying to go no more than 25 miles an hour here, no matter where I go, because it's much more relaxing for me, and I think we can see stuff a little bit better if I'm not rushing by everything. Methinks I have turned down a dead-end street. Yes, I have. But it looked so beautiful down here, all this green, green, green. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? It's just, oh my word, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Cannot even say enough about it. I mean, so many Twitter-pated birds. The birds are going nuts this time of year. And we have, there is a new bird at my bird feeder. See the snow-capped mountains just beyond. We have some new birds. They're yellow. I think they're orioles or something. I don't know. They're bright, bright yellow with a little bit of brownish black on them. I've been enjoying watching them, but otherwise we get wrens, and we have so many crows in town. Love the sound of crows, and lots and lots of mourning doves. They're mourning, they cry. That's so beautiful. And we get the blue jays, Stellar's jay and regular blue jay. Boy, those trees are on fire. How weird that they come out so burgundy colored as brand new leaves. They don't start out green, that's for sure. We're kind of uptown right now, and I'm showing you those snow-capped mountains in the distance. Every time you see those, you know I'm looking at the mountains that kind of go up over the mountain range that takes you to Chico and Redding. I'm not gonna drive Main Street. I'm just gonna cross here. There goes a school bus. Because it's just, I don't want to be scurried along, hurried. This is a pretty street. I like it because there's some blooms. There's a lot of those trees in places, but I don't know where to go to find them, you guys. But this street's just really pretty. It's an older district, kind of a business and residential mixed in together. Isn't that a beautiful day? Unbelievable. I think it's about 67 degrees or something. I don't know. I haven't really checked the dash, but look at this tree. All yellow flowers on those trees. You can see that everything's kind of just not fully out yet. Some trees have not bloomed, but so many of them have. And I love that stage, like I said, of when they first come out because the leaves are so brilliant. I do find it fascinating as well that trees bloom and lose their leaves, both ends of the spectrum, at different times than other trees. Some you can rely on blooming earlier than others, budding and blooming, and then others you can rely on in the fall that they're going to turn before others. And then there's the late bloomers, leaf turners. Okay, this is not a dead end, but I do have to go left or right. Look at all that yellow in the background. It almost looks like fall, doesn't it? But it's really just new growth. These little purple flowers that I have on my dash, they really help me feel spring even more. I think I was saying that maybe I didn't say it, I have wildflowers that I'm going to plant. I got them from the Celebrate States box. Look at those mountains. Wow. And I'm going to plant those in my yard. And I am growing some zinnias there. They are in a cup, getting a head start in my kitchen in the windowsill. They're so beautiful, you guys. I can't wait to see how those turn out, but I'm going to plant them separately from my wildflowers. Here we go toward the mountain range again. We are on one of the more busy streets, but I'm going really slow. I don't think there's anyone behind me. No, there isn't. I mean, I'm out here at around 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, because look at that one. See, they're all bloomed and blossomed out, but you just can't see it as well from the car. This town has a lot of fruit trees. A lot of fruit trees. They're in people's yards. Lots of apple. And this town also used to grow and distribute. It was known, very well known the swimming pool, the public swimming pool in our town. It's right here on the left. See if I can get a view of it for you. Valley Community Pool. Yeah, can't see it. Sorry. Let's look over here, and we have the other side of town doesn't have any snow on those mountains. Bird or a butterfly just went by. My ring keeps turning. Alright, let's go left here, and see, there's a bunch of fruit trees right there. Or at least one. No, I think there's more. No. Yes, those are fruit trees, but only one of them is bloomed. And we had an early summer here, you guys. I mean, early spring. And so I'm gonna turn around here, you guys. So a lot of people were worried about their fruit trees because it would have been very easy for us to have a frost afterwards. And so where it did get down to 28 degrees a few different nights, I think it happened after most of the trees blossomed and there was never a frost. So I don't know how it's possible to have 28 degrees and not have a frost. I don't know. Alright, we're heading towards a northern hill here. And there is a hobo camp back here. This is a campground that me and my family love to just walk around. Biz Johnson, Trailhead, and Hobo Camp are available to get to from here. Let's see. Oh, there's a bird. We're on the gravel part of the road. There, we're kind of at the top of the hill, so you can look down at the city a little bit. Of course, higher elevations will have less growth, but these bushes left and right of me are crazy blooming, and they smell incredible. Super pungent. We're passing by someone's personal residence on the way in here, but I don't want to show it. That's their trailer, though. So this is the entrance to the park. You'd have to go down over there to the right, and I'm not going to do it. I don't even remember where the road to the left goes, but it's not the Biz Johnson Trail. I am going to have to make a precarious little backing up thing here. No, it's not precarious, actually. Don't you guys worry. Just keep going back. Let's get close to these bushes, I'll show you. Can you see? Those things, oh my gosh, they're so pungent. I'm gonna get a little bit close to their trailer to get turned around here. Uh-oh, I'm showing a little bit of their house, but not too bad. Wow, they have another RV. That's crazy. They must have a lot of money. See those mountains, you guys? This is what I look at every day from my window in my house. these blossoms. I could go higher up in town, but you know, the higher elevations, just they're further behind in their blooming and blossoming. So this is as high as I want to go as far as elevation. Going back down this hill, and do I want to stop? No, I don't. There is no one coming down that road. We're gonna go left. You know, there may not be a lot of wildflowers like there were in Tennessee, but hands down, I would much rather have the amazing and grand ponderosa pine trees and the wildlife to be so well acquainted with and close to the deer. I've got a story. My husband, it turns out that he'd like to go fishing, but he's been avoiding it because when we first got here, we were hearing about bears and mountain lion on the Piz Johnson Trail near the rivers and such. So I didn't take him for being the kind of man that was concerned about those kinds of things. Like, I just figured he thought he was macho man and he could handle it. But he's right to be concerned, because I've got another car going by here. We have mountain lion and bears and coyotes, and not too close to us there are wolves, but not too near our city. But you know, as a human being, you could start to feel like prey, you know? Not me, not today, you're not getting me. So everywhere I go in the wilderness, and this is what he decided to do, is we're just going to either pack a gun or bring our mace. No, and I told my husband, absolutely, a gun is a last resort. So we have this bear spray. I have a big bottle of it. So wherever we go in the wilderness, which is right around us, we don't have to drive but a mile to get to where wild animals come. So yeah, it's that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so you could live in Tennessee and have all that humidity and all of that beautiful results of it being that you never have to water. So much rain and humidity, you never have to water. And wildflowers grow in profusion around there. But this, you know, I don't know, it is so hard to explain. And, you know, California is in the news a lot lately. And very negative reports, and can't argue the negative points, but I can Oh, my heart. It's so full. So full. So if you ever hear me talking about budgets and having to get tight with my money, because I don't, lest anybody should think so, I am not wealthy because of my channel. We make ends meet. That's what we do, especially living in California. Look at this ground cover. Can you see this? It is full of purple flowers all the way across. We have some ground cover like that growing in our yard, but anyway, yeah, oh wow, just... So, in America, as many of you know, we have Social Security, and it is a drop in the bucket compared to what we ever earned. So, you can't live on it. You can't survive on it. You have to supplement your income somehow. So, I thank God for my channel. Thank God for you, my subscribers, who spend time with me and allow me and my husband to make a living. What a blessing. New fence here, somebody. I think what's the point of a short fence unless maybe you have a dog, but I don't like chain link fences, but there's a lot of them here, and I think it's because a lot of people have dogs, and there are ordinances definitely about keeping your dogs contained, and I'm thankful for that. Wow, that was a brilliant purple tree. I can't decide which way to go. I have my blinker on, but yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, look at that sky. I'm gonna back up because I see something that I want to show you. I love this computer. So helpful. This alleyway just looks so inviting. I've got to go. Roll down the window here. I like the sound of the wheels on the dirt and the gravel. Hopefully there'll be kind of a gritty sound coming down this street alley. Look at this view. Look at this. Oh my word. The breeze is so refreshing. So we're seeing the back of people's houses and yards. See, that tree is just all full of blossoms. These people don't have a big fence on their property. I think I hear children's voices somewhere. How rich that is. Look at, there's the lilac-y looking bushes. Can you see the flowers? See, they look so much like lilacs, but they're not. I love these weathered fences. They look like they're falling apart. quaint like that. There's another open yard. Chain link, of course. And headed towards these mountains again. Should we keep going to the alleyway across the way? No. See, that bird. Hopefully we'll see some deer today. That mountain range. So when you get over to this side of town, you can see these mountains better. Because they're like only a mile away from me. Well, maybe 2. Down on this end of town, we have a golf course. And it makes sense since it's so flat out there. You can see how deep wine-colored leaves. I always call those the bean pod trees. I get the weirdest little pods on them every year. Right now we have it looks like snow sometimes in my backyard. All the little petals and small little leafy things. I don't even know what they are there, but they come flying through the air in our yard and around town. Pull over here a minute, a second. I want to turn around, so let's go into this parking lot here. Well, it's not a parking lot. It's the entrance to a park of some sort. No, it's not a park. What is it? There's a sign over here, but I don't even know what this is, but I'm glad it's here. Looks like someone was cutting up big log, big tree. We had a lot of trees fall this winter because of a really harsh winter storm. The electricity has gone out a couple of times this winter. We just, pull out the candles and the battery-operated lights and sit around the table and play games. Well, here's a sign that says 25 miles an hour, and that's good because that's what I'm doing. It's so weird. I speak so much slang, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's go right here. I don't even know where I am, you guys. I kind of have a feel after all these drives I've taken around this town. Oh no, see. Do not enter. Okay. Gotta get turned around. But look at this. Awesome. Back. Go back. That was easier to do. I have a street to actually turn into. Alrighty, let's head this way and see what other trouble we can go the other direction. Pretty, pretty, pretty. The sky is starting to clear up now. There was way more clouds. Or maybe it's just the direction I'm going. That's spring in Susanville. It's a lot of partly cloudy skies. Citrus. Oh dear, you guys. Dear, dear, dear. Look, look, look. At the Citrus Manor Apartments yard. All these deer. A car going by, but they don't even flinch. They're just like, let me get out of your way, okay? And they do. So nice. I just fed some the other day right out of my hand. I don't let them come into the backyard anymore, but if I see a couple of them kind of know that I have seed and they're used to me, so they come back, and sometimes if I see them in the front yard, I'll run, go get a cup of bird seed, and they'll eat it right out of my hand. Here's a bunch of dandelions on the ground there. Spring is beautiful. Spring is beautiful no matter where you live, if it's truly spring season, because there's always going to be new growth, at least for a little while. Okay, we have to go left here. Now I'm really lost. No, I know where we are. Okay. Just saw the sign. And we are not far from Susan River. It's just over that little ledge right there. And I know this neighborhood. I think there's a cat or a dog in the road there. I think it's a dog. This area has a lot of birds for some reason. I think there may tend to be more birds in the neighborhoods that are closer to the river. This is the season for geese. We might hear that today. There's a bird. See all these open fields? I'd like to live in this neighborhood and have all of this openness and quiet, right? I think it would be very quiet living on this corner. You probably have way less traffic than I do. That's a pretty home. That's the color I would have wanted my husband to paint our house. But his vote won out, and I approve because the green and black is really pretty together. See, here's some, those are really full bloom there, man. But look at how many there are. Oopsie daisy. Sorry, guys. There were people in the yard. There's the American flag blowing. There's a lot of that in our town, lots of patriotism, and I am one of them. I've always loved my country, no matter what. Look at that house. It's so orangey, pumpkin colored. That's gorgeous. Vibrant. The sound of the birds is just thrilling me. I love it. My heart is soaring. There's a dove. Did you see that? Another bird just went by. I have to check out this alleyway because I like alleys. You find out more about people. They're not afraid to show their best in the front, but they probably aren't thrilled about people seeing what's in the back. That's where we get to relax and be who we really are. Well, I didn't see anything horrible. Someday I should show you the alleyway behind my house. It's real pretty. We finally got a fence up in our backyard. I had to do that because the deer were getting in there and just munching down everything we tried to grow. Last year we got to have tomatoes. And this year I'm going to try out more things. And that beautiful grass. This is a park. And it's right next to some kind of industrial center. It might be a timber company, I don't know. Here's the entrance to it. Can you hear those waves? You guys listen. It's just awesome. I believe these are cottonwood. They have tinkling leaves. They are very closely related to aspens. It's like little musical instruments, you know? Okay, so there's a big open area. Some kind of business, and I don't remember what it is. Actually, I don't think I ever knew. I haven't been able to see it. But it's a big open area. It looks like a dead car lot. No. Well, anyway, on the other side is the park. We are headed back into town. I just wanted to show you. It's a pretty, pretty park. I wanted to show you more of it, but somebody kept coming by me, really loud cars. It's bugging me. Riverside Drive, okay. See it from this angle here. This park is so pretty. People actually use these parks. You'll find more people on a warmer weekend day, you know. At this moment, if I wanted to, I could have this whole place to myself. There's so many trees that keep the park rather cool, even on the hottest summer day. That's the kind of park you want. Alright, turning around. And let's see. Where do I want to go next? Going back up Riverside Drive, and Riverside Drive runs, it's curvy, but it still runs up and down town parallel to Main Street. Almost. I mean, cannot say parallel. It goes to the top of the town to the bottom of the town. Main Street is straight, and this is called Riverside because it meanders the shape and curvature of the river beside it. Maybe I could show you. Let me pull over first, though. I've got someone behind me again. Maybe I can show you part of the river. See, there's a trail for people to walk on next to the river. There's a whole Susan River trailway right in the middle of town because we are right in town. The other day I was walking with my daughter Brianna and Avery, and we were both just marveling at how close, and I mean almost part of town, the wilderness and park areas are. You do not have to drive far, not even a mile, to get to a place called Ranch Park. It just goes right into the trees in the wilderness. It's just stunning. Okay, I'm gonna, all these trees are in bloom. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to get over to, see, I think that's the back of Walmart. The back of Walmart is up against this. It's just amazing. But there's like this really nice waterfall down here. I mean, it's very small. It's not a steep waterfall. It's just, well, I'll show you. We'll get in there. And I'm only going to take one excursion out of the car, and we'll make it brief so it doesn't assault your ears or change the mode too much. I've noticed that myself and probably others, when you veer away from the same sounds and all of a sudden switch gears, it can wake you up. So if you're sleeping and this wakes you up, I'm sorry. But let's get out. See, we're at this law office parking lot, and the river and these falls are right behind it. Right behind it. There it is. So that was only steps beyond where I've parked here. See the road? Right there, that trail is just amazing. I can't get over it. So I keep raving about it. Just wanted to show you that. So anybody at any time can just park there and go take a walk. Oh, I'm at Walmart. Okay, so if I want to shop at Walmart and I'm not ready to go home yet, I can just go across the street and go see a waterfall. I'm just like, what? It's never happened in my life before. Alright, so we passed Walmart on our left back there, and we are headed back toward Main Street. See how the mountains just wrap around. Headed to McDonald's here. If I can see the arches there. McDonald's has an American flag flying over the top of it. And on the other side of McDonald's is Taco Bell. So you guys, this is where I went to get my meal the other day. And we are behind a couple of cars, so we got to wait. I'm going straight. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. A Toyota Tacoma. Is that a Toyota? Okay, good. Man, I wasn't gonna make you wait all that time with me. That was a long night. There's my bank, Plumas Bank. There's Kentucky Fried Chicken. So all these places to do business, and we're just surrounded by all this greenery and wildness. I'm gonna go left here to get back up. See, I was just trying to avoid going up Main Street. But this street runs parallel to Main for a little while. Susanville Road. I totally cut across that road. I should have made a better turn. Alright, so this is just keeping me out of the traffic and putting us more into the green. So Main Street is just to my left. And here's Walgreens. Walgreens faces Main Street, but we are on the right side of it. And the Lassen County Fairgrounds are right behind Walgreens. See what I mean about, ooh, look at that tree. Man, oh man. All of the, country and city is all mixed in together. Just show you all these trees that are in total bloom, and they smell awesome. I like to drive into the fairgrounds because this big parking lot is so gravelly. Notice these trees are really late blossoming. They are blooming. They don't have any leaves on them yet. But I like these old antique farming implements. They're all getting all rusted out. So this is the big parking lot to get into the fairgrounds. Boy, those trees have some gnarly character there. The branches are all crooked. Okay, so now we're going right into the business part of the fairgrounds. And what's interesting is that it's almost always open except at night. It opens and closes every day as if it was open for business, but it's not. It must be opened for the people who just work here. doing whatever, and I don't know what. Various activities happen here during the year, you know. I know they have like Christmas lights displays here, and let's see, they do, of course, the animal and livestock and 4-H, and way back, if you keep going, there's an area where they put all the rides for the fair. The tilt-a-whirl and things like that. I'm never going on those things again. I am so out of that time of my life. I'll never get on a roller coaster ever again. So let's see, coming out of the fairgrounds, we have the back way to get to my area. If we went straight, we'd go to Maine. Now we're gonna go right. And I will oftentimes, it's a phenomenal thing, and somebody can examine my thinking and why I do this, but when I'm on Main Street and there's traffic, I tend to want to go faster and get irritated by the people in my way. And so to quit being that way, I will purposely take the side streets, slow down, take a deep breath, and feel grateful that there are no cars before and after me. It's just something about being in traffic that agitates me. So even in this tiny little podunk town with hardly any traffic, I much prefer to stay calm. Look at all that. Look at all those, you guys. They're everywhere in town. It's probably a good thing that they aren't lilacs, or the whole town would smell like them. And personally, I don't love the smell of lilac. It's almost too strong for me. I feel a sneeze coming on just thinking about it. I don't have terrible allergies, but I've got them a little bit. Springtime, as beautiful as it is, it still brings about a little bit of struggle. Paul Bunyan Road. Should we go left? And we're just kind of going in the back area of... Well, you wouldn't be able to get your bearings here, but this is a nice, tame little neighborhood. You know, the town is divided by housing developments that were built in the 30s, then the 40s, then the 50s, 60s, and so on. You know, it just, as the town grew, then you would get the different neighborhoods. Now, my neighborhood is 1940s homes mostly, 40s and 50s. I believe this neighborhood is more in 1960s, 70s. The trees are more sparse, and the homes look just a little bit newer compared to mine, but they all still kind of look the same. And that view, just stunning, you guys. Wow. Here we are in this typical Americana neighborhood, and they can step out on their street and see that. It's just a skip and a jump to Walmart, and yet, look at this. This is crazy. one thing I miss about Tennessee is the trains. There used to be a train in this town, and when it became not necessary anymore, they turned it into the Biz Johnson Trail, and so now we have a wilderness hiking and biking trail all the way through the mountains. So I guess I'd rather have that than the whistle of a train. But it would be nice to have both. Not right down the street, but a distant train whistle is always moody and nostalgic. It's 15 miles an hour here. I don't think I can stand going that slow. I'm trying. Look at the purple flowers. I mean, they are everywhere in this town. Everywhere. And those purple trees. I want to say purple, but they're not really. They're like, what do you call them? A deep wine. Almost brown. Those are newly budding trees. I am using the right term, aren't I? Flowers are blossoms and leaves are buds, I guess. There's the white version of those same purple plants. They remind me of crepe myrtles and lilacs, but they are neither one. It looks like a modular home. Look at this. Kindness matters at the McKinley Elementary School. That's nice to have in front of your school. Maybe they put that there to keep the parents from squabbling when they're trying to pick up their kids. People get mad at each other for being in each other's way. Look at that pretty color of that sea. I'm so drawn to that color house. It's country looking. Makes me think of a country barn or something. I had a gift shop that I painted that color once upon a time. There's more of those plants. They're everywhere. I am headed to the graveyard. There are two of them in this town, but this one in particular that I'm going to take you to is, I wouldn't say it's prettier than the other one, not at all, but it's closer to where I am at present moment, and it just crossed my mind that I think I'd like to take you there. What I want to check for is possibly some new baby deer, because one year I was there and I went in on my bike. Where are those flowers? Look at that. And I went in on my bike and a lady was coming out in her car, and she stopped me and she said, "Watch out now. There is a mad..." Look at the crow. Couldn't resist. I was just getting in this parking lot to get away from the traffic that was gathering up behind me. But while I'm here, I'll just show you. This is our local burger joint, Frosty Mill. I've only been there once. I really want to go again. Anyways, I was bike and she stopped me in her car and she says, you best be careful because there is a really angry mama deer. She has babies and they're over there by the dumpsters. And I was like, oh, thank you for the heads up, because she said, you know, she said that mama was like getting ready to just boot me out of here, attack my car. It's like, oh, okay. There's our fake pine tree cell tower. I think the only people we're kidding is maybe the airplanes in the sky, but otherwise, I don't mind it. It blends. But anyway, so here we are, turning close to the graveyard. I want to see if there's any newborn deer this year. I don't even know if this is the right time of year. I mean, it seems like they have babies all year long. Okay, this is Lassen Cemetery. I'm trying to keep the windows down so you can hear the gravel. Lots of trees blossoming in here. That's part of the reason I wanted us to come in here. There's a lot of traffic coming from the left side of this cemetery, and I don't know why it's so loud, so I think, yeah, let's have the window rolled down on the right so we don't pick up so much of that sound. In that gorgeous tree. Wow. Yeah, that's better. Window being up helps. I don't know why the traffic noise just was roaring up this hill. Could be the way the wind carries things. I don't know. From Main Street, I guess. No, Ash Street. The street that goes up to the college and the hospital and the casino. That's right. Okay, so if I have my right window down so you can hear some of the crunchy, gravelly sound. Isn't this a pretty graveyard? Nothing scary about it, but it's so shrouded with these beautiful trees. And then there's kind of a desert terrain all around it. See, those hills beyond are not full of pine trees. Well, they are, but they're not. It's more scrubby, like what we see right in front of us. Isn't that beautiful? Grass is so new and beautiful. These are some old trees, you guys. We lost quite a few in that winter storm. Looks like they cleaned up some of them. A lot of them. You can see the wind is really blowing here. You can hear it. Those berries on that tree. That was the trouble that I had to doing. I did one video where I was checking out the tombstones, and I mean, it's oftentimes windy up here. It's just, I guess, being up on this particular hill, pick up traffic noise, I get a lot of wind. I spy a groundhog, you guys. Let me see if I can show you. Come on out. See his head. I saw him running into his little haven here, but there's his little nose. So cute. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not getting out. He's like, what do you want? What do you want? I just want to look at you. You're so cute. Alright, I'll leave you alone. You'll be alright. Ain't he cute? Okay, I'm leaving. So beautiful. We should leave now. I don't want to wind in and out. Look at all these blossoms, you guys. I don't know if these are going to be fruit trees. I don't think so. Just because they have blossoms and flowers doesn't mean it's a fruit tree necessarily. Or it could be a fruitless fruit tree. And you can see our fake cell tower in the distance. Well, there's no such thing as a fake cell tower. A fake pine tree. Oh, beautiful. For spacious skies. For amber waves of grey. For purple mountains. Majesty. We definitely have purple mountains around here, especially in spring. If you're in the right place, you can you see lupin and poppies just spreading out like a blanket over certain hills. I'm afraid I'm too far or too high up in elevation to have, although we get a lot of poppies. We'll get poppies probably more in May and June, I think, is when they come out. They're more like a summer flower around here. Lots of poppies will come out then. Brilliant orange. They're the color of my car. The poppies that grow here. Southern California is more known for poppies and lupin, but they grow here. I saw a lupin on the hill in town here at Lookout Point. Lupin. There was only a little bit of it though. Go left here. It's a nice trailer. And this is not an extraordinary tree, but we are turning on Oak Street, and there are more beautiful bushes. Didn't I already go on this street? I think I did. The sun, dappled sun through through the tree leaves. Look at how many people have trailers. Always amazing. Here we are living in Countryville, Mountainville. And everybody has a trailer. I guess no matter where you live, you still like to travel. I mean, that's why we have an RV. We intend to go up to the mountains and camp this summer with the RV instead of a tent. I guess my husband doesn't really like roughing it. Okay. Well, we are headed back home now. Do I want to get back in? Take a rest and have some lunch. So just a few more streets here. Grand Avenue, that's up here by Susanville Market. Not far from Main Street. I'm turning all around here, guys, just to throw you. Here's an alleyway. It's not mine. It just was calling my name. No trespassing. This one's very dippy. It gets really muddy back here in the spring and winter from the snow and stuff. I don't think I'll go up to that other alley because I do want to get home now. More of those plants, you guys. It's just amazing. They must grow wild here. More. There's more. So we've got purple flowers everywhere. Nice house. American flags everywhere too. Just recently I went to Marshall's and I bought a couple new shirts. I'm really enjoying the one that I have on now. It's very light. I'll be able to wear it all summer, but I'll be able to cover my arms, protect myself from the sun, and to cover my flabby arms. But this one makes me feel real springy. Okay, you guys, I'm home. These are the colors we painted our house. Isn't that pretty? Alright. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video, you guys. Bye-bye.